some whole dark shit there. That's a whole nother thing. But let's continue. So police confirm his location after he posted a bizarre video on Twitter hitting back at Greta Thunberg for her small dick energy job, which showed a pizza box from a local restaurant. In the resurfaced clip, Tate claims that women are stuck at his house when they live there while he jets off internationally. Tate said, when you're a real G, you're here, you're there, you're everywhere. You go to Warsaw, fucking Dubai, Miami, I'm all over the place, man. With all these chicks just stuck in the house, sitting there bored, completely in love with me. And of course, they don't go out. They're not allowed out. He said that women, that's my Andrew Tate impression, by the way, guys. Yeah, I know. He said that women at his home were forbidden to go out to the club with their friends and chastise bitch ass dudes who would let his chicks go to the club without me. No, you stay in the house. You don't go nowhere. No restaurants, no clubs, nothing, Tate added. Police in Romania have been investigating former kickboxing champion Tate and brother Tristan since April last year. Now, see, this is the problem. And this is the main reason why I want to talk about this. This is the problem when guys try to control women, dude. And look, you don't have to listen to me. You don't have to listen to me, but this is my advice. Because I've had guys on my Discord debate me about this, and it's fine, right? You do you. But this is my opinion. Guys, stop trying to control women. Stop this whole control and dominate and force women to do. It's a dangerous game to play. It'll work 999 times. The 1,000th time, you're in fucking prison. I'm telling you, it is not worth it. Stop trying to play this out. I'm so alpha. I control women. They do it. That's not, dude. That's not the way. And see, this is why I say personally, again, just based off what little I know of him, I can't put him in the center of the red pill circle, so to speak. Right? He's definitely red pill adjacent. But when I think to the guys that I look to for advice, the guys that I listen to, everyone from Coach Greg Adams, Ron Willis, Rollo, or Rolo, Thinking Ape, Sandman, Lucario, any number of these guys, right? Even going to like back to the 70s with the Manipulated Man book from Esther V. Lard, right? Patrice O'Neal, the great Patrice O'Neal. None of these guys preach or teach men to do shit like this. None of these guys, no, like keeping girls under lock and chain and brand. You don't know, you can't, that's not the energy that the guys that I listen to, I've never heard them preach and talk about shit like that. At least not to that extreme. It's like my favorite quote from Patrice O'Neal. It resonates with me so deeply. And he said, I never forget it. He said, I give my free love and I can take my free love away. That's red pill. And what he was saying was, if I'm dealing with a girl and I'm giving her love, don't take it for granted. Because if you disrespect me, if you get out of line, I'm walking away. I'm removing you. I'm eliminating you from my life. Right? I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to force you to do anything. I'm not going to fight you. I'm going to go my own way. And we're going to go our separate ways. To me, that's red pill. Right? And I'm not trying to kick Tate out or anything. I'm just saying I've never seen any of the red pill OG, even going back to Patrice. I've never heard. And Patrice O'Neal was an asshole. He was a big fat asshole. And I never heard him say, like, talk the way that Andrew does, right? This whole idea of like, nah, you're not good, right? And from like my understanding of the red pill way, so to speak, you don't do shit like that, right? Now, of course, you control your space. That's not to say you just let a bitch come in and just do whatever. right? But it's not, you don't control her with the energy of force. You don't force her to do anything. You say, look, if you're going to be in a relationship with me and in my space, you know, I have deal breakers, right? You say, well, look, I don't want you going to the club without me. Right? Now you don't yell and fight. I don't want you to, but if you want to do that, fine, but you're not going to be in a relationship with me. Right? That's how a red pill guy, the red pill guys that I listen to, that's how they would do it, right? Right? This is my space, this is my program. You go along with it or we just can't get along. And it's no different than a girl saying, look, if you want to be my boyfriend, you can't masturbate to pornography. Right? Now, if you want to do that, fine, but we can't be together. You go your way, I go my way. But this whole, like, the energy that I get from Andrew Tate is that he's trying to force these things, right? He's like, these are hard rules. And once you get in, I just see him trying to do that masculine frame shit. Now, I don't know him personally, but that's the vibe that I get. And this is why I say, bro, this is the issue with this shit. Because when you do stuff like this, when you try to force and fight and argue and when you try to control women by force, it's fine when they submit and they're okay with it. But the second they don't like what you're trying to get them to do, they have a case against you. Now you're an abuser. Now you're a rapist. Now you sexual assault. Now you sex traffic them. That's how this shit works. And I think that what guys have to understand is that, and I know different places in the world handle women differently, but look, unless you're in Saudi Arabia or the Middle East somewhere, look, I'm assuming most of you guys live in first world Western countries. We don't have the authority to treat women like that. You can do it. You can get away with it. Don't get me wrong. But if you get caught, you're fucked, because you have to understand we live in a culture where women have a lot of power. Women have the advantage over us in a lot of different ways. See, you think you're alpha, you think you're tough, you think you're in control until you're motherfucking not. And that's why I keep telling guys, don't try to deal with women with this type of energy. Don't try to force them to do anything. Know who you are, control your space. If you're compatible, if she's cool, then she can be in your space. When she's not compatible and cool, then you get her out, you kick, you move her out and you move away, right? You give your free love, you take your free love away. But I'm telling you, guys have to understand this shit. Guys have to, like, this whole, I'ma use my pimp hand, I'ma smack a bitch, that shit don't fly no more. And that's not me trying to be a white knight, blue pills, that's not, no, I'm giving you the real. We don't live in a society and a culture where you can do that type of shit and get away with it. At least not when women want you. Women can weaponize that against you. If you hit a woman, you're giving her a fucking loaded gun. You think you're bad because you smacked her. You just gave her a loaded gun. If she wants to use that against you, she If you yell and you force and you're giving her ammunition, bro. That's all you're doing. And that's the main reason why I wanted to talk about this shit, right? I'm sure Andrew Tate probably has I probably agree with most of the things that he would say. But when I see this ain't red pill. To me, this ain't red pill. The red pill that I know teaches guys how to protect themselves from situations like this. And then on top of that, right? And this is the other thing too. When you're dealing with multiple different women, 5, 10, 15 different women, Instagram thoughts, models, hoes, right? Cause you got to think, man. Andrew is living a fast life. He's not meeting these girls and taking the proper time to vet them and get to know them and understanding their character. You know that it's, oh, she's attractive and she looks like she's going to go along with my program. Let's go, right? But you got to know, man. There's a lot of mentally ill, vindictive, and again, this is. I don't know if they're lying. I don't know if he's like, this is all alleged, right? We can only speculate. So I'm just speculating here. Right? But the fact is there are a lot of, you just saw what happened with Gervonta Davis, the boxer. His girl called the police on him, said she was in fear for her life, said he hit her. He got locked up. And everybody thought he did. I thought he did it. I was like, damn, bro. But even then, right? The part of the reason why he got so much heat was because he got caught on camera forcing a girl out of her chair and forcing her out of the room aggressively. So even he's not completely innocent as far as how people reacted. Most people thought back to that and said, yeah, I think he did it. Right? But his girl, his baby mama, came out and said, no, I lied about everything. Do you know how evil that is what she did? And the crazy thing about it is that Gervonta got most of the heat. And then she came out and said, I lied about it all. And there's no punishment for her. She doesn't get arrested. She doesn't have to face the public backlash of that. And she just fades back into the background of being his baby mama. Right? But my point on this is that that's the mother of his child. And she bold-faced lied on this man. Got him locked up. He could have died. The police could have came and something could have went left and he could have got shot in the back. Who knows? And I hear about shit like this all the time. I met one of my own friends. His girl called the cops on him. They got kicked. Bruh, I'm telling you. And my point is, these are the mother of these men's children and they do shit like this. Now look at Andrew Tate and some of these other guys. You're dealing with random women off Instagram, off the internet. You're dealing with promiscuous women who are willing to sell and profit off of their sex appeal. And I hate to say it, but we all know a lot of times women who do, not all, but a lot of women who do that, they have issues. Let's be honest. And so you're dealing with these kind of women, not one, not two, not three, right? LeBron James with the Heat, not three, not four, 10, 15. And you think you're not going to get in trouble? Guys, this is a lesson. This is a lesson. This is a red pill. You know, the great irony of the top G, the great irony is that if anyone smart watching your situation, this should be a lesson. You just gave people a red pill lesson of what not to do. You can't afford to do shit like this. I'm sorry, you can't. You can't be juggling 10, 15 different women and having them on OnlyFans and Instagram making. You can't do shit like that. Because all it takes is one. All it takes is one to say, you know what? I kind of feel like I was raped yesterday. Right? Yeah, I know I was calling them daddy and I was screaming, but I can't, now I feel like it was rape. Or you made me mad. That's what it gets you. You made me mad today. How can I get back at you? I'm telling you. Andrew Tate was playing a dangerous game the whole time he was doing this shit. The whole time he was doing, like, I'm just trying to give you guys the game. if I was in his position and I had options, I'm telling you, I'd still be a one girlfriend man. Look, I ain't saying I'm getting married. No, I ain't that stupid. But this whole 3, 4, 5 different chicks, nah, bro. I'm telling you. Cause it's hard enough dealing with one. Like I said, bro, your baby mama, the mother of your child, will stab you in the back. She will slit your throat. She will set you on fire in your sleep. She will cut your dick off. I'm telling you, she will call the police on you and hope they shoot your ass. That's the mother of your children. You talking about you want to have a stable of bitches? Couldn't be me, man. Could not be me. So the article continues. The probe began after a 22-year-old woman told police she was held against her will last year and culminated in officers raiding his villa last month and taking him and younger brother Tristan into custody. Police sources told the Times that the women and other alleged victims were tattooed with the words "owned by Tate." Authorities in Romania allege the 36-year-old kept 6 women under house arrest 24/7 like prisoners at his compound. One judicial source previously told the Mail the abuse was physical and emotional. They were not allowed to leave the house without security and they were watched day and night. They added that the women were deprived of their freedom and followed everywhere. It is claimed that Tate forced the women to create pornographic content against their will. And that's just like I said, bro. One moment is cool. Look, everything is cool till it's not. Right? And again, we don't know. Again, this is all alleged allegations, this and that. It's two sides to every story. But we can speculate. Maybe he's guilty. But if he's not, you can see how what he was doing could still be easily used against him if one of these girls just got upset with him. But the way it sounds, and I saw a video. Now I don't know the context of the video. It was a short clip, but I saw a video where he was straight up hitting a girl, right? Just straight hitting her. Now again, context is important because I saw this another video on R9K where the guy was punching his girlfriend, but then there was another clip of her explaining that that's her fetish. Right? So you can't always look at little clips and sound bites and come to a conclusion. But that's not going to help his case because we live in a fast-paced society where people don't think about context. They don't want, like, out of a 1-hour video, they just want the hottest 2 minutes, right? Who knows why he was hitting that girl? Maybe he was completely in the wrong. Maybe she was just a super masochistic sub that's into that shit. Some girls like really rough shit, right? So context is important, but what I'm saying is you can look at that and say, look, if that was done based on what I was saying earlier, again, you think you're big, you think you're Mr. Tough Alpha masculine man, I run these hoes. That sort of behavior can easily be turned against you. So that's the big lesson here that I see as far as like, moving into the future and whatnot. Guys, you got to be very careful. You don't have to go to the extreme that I have as far as, embracing being a goddamn Harry Potter sorcerer man wizard, right? You ain't got to be a 30-year-old virgin, bro. You ain't got to go to my extreme, but you got to be careful when you deal with women, especially when you're in a very powerful position or you're a man of status. You see what's happening with Kai Cenat right now, where he's in trouble because a girl that he invited to his party allegedly got raped by one of his friends. And the allegation isn't even against him, but because he's the friend of the guy and she felt like he didn't do his due diligence to protect her and help her, people are mad at him. And now he's going through a lot of shit. It's so crazy. Like you can't even. It's like you can't afford. You just can't afford to just be out here like this. As far as like the whole Kai Cenat situation, I was watching Coach Greg Adams' video where he was talking about this, and I love what he said. And he said, now I'm paraphrasing a lot here, but he was basically saying like, people want him to be out here, out here just dealing with all these, dealing with different types of women. I'm with this girl and that girl, right? And he's like, nah, like I'm low key. I be in the background. Like just you know, that's how you gotta be. When you out here too much, doing too much, this is the type of stuff that happens to you. You gotta move slow. You gotta move carefully. You gotta be low key.